Hey, what's up everybody and welcome to the second episode of How to Compose Fingerstyle Tune! So on the first episode, we started to compose completely new fingerstyle tune from scratch, and today I'm gonna continue straight where I was left from. But first I need to make a little confession for you. This is actually the third time I tried to film this vlog episode. It has been a bit bumpy ride with this episode and I've had some huge technical difficulties from the last episode, blah. But hey, I'm a huge believer of learn by doing, so here we go. Now I've already done all the laborious part in the first tryout of this vlog episode, so I'm gonna walk you through some of the new things I came up for the song and tell you a couple more things about my process of composing. I was left with the sketches of A part and B part from the last episode, so I'm gonna continue developing the tune even further, checking that my melodic idea for the A part and the B part are solid enough, and then I'm gonna add intro and C part for the song. For the intro I wanted to have something that would kickstart the tune right away. I checked out quickly all my recent compositions and I realized that I have quite many tunes that have this really slow build-up arch in their structure. So for this tune I wanted to have intro that would start the tune right away and we don't get that really slow build-up towards the C part or something like that. So here we go. Yeah, something like that. Maybe it just came to my mind to use that muted sound more heavily. Yeah, that would be nice, so that the A part doesn't kind of dive too much when you change from strumming to fingerpicking. At this stage of composing process I also usually do a little check between the balances of melodic components and rhythmic components in the song. And now, since the A part and the B part are really melodic, I wanted to have a C part that would be more on the rhythmic side, so that we get that balance. I wanted to have a part where I can change the melodic fingerstyle playing to more rhythmic strumming again and also utilize the full volume of the guitar. Also I wanted to have something that would utilize this part of the neck also, since the A part scale is roughly in this area and the B part raises the scale somewhere here. So to have that balance also in the scale. And it's important to learn how to utilize the full potential of the scale and the neck in the guitar. And I just picked really classic chord pattern 1, 6, 4, 5. You really can't beat the classics. And using these really classic chord patterns is just one way to use this frame idea, and after using that as a starting point you can start to develop it further so that it doesn't maybe sound kind of used. So here we go from the ending of the B part to the C part. When I started to fiddle around the chord pattern for the C part, I actually found really nice new chord shapes that I haven't used that much. So for the root chord I started just really basic D5 shape or E flat 5 with the capo. Really basic and really familiar chord shape. And I started to think that can I actually use this root chord shape as a base for every chord? So for the second chord I just put the 6th on a bass, so you get this really nice minor 7th chord on the 6th chord. And for the 4th chord I found this really nice sounding, bit hard stretch, but major 7th chord. I just need to practice the stretching a little bit. And there lies the same high note as in the first and the second chord. And then last, the 5th chord. Maybe this one. Yeah. Major 7th. That has also the same high note on top. For the last couple of years I've tried to develop my melodic composing skills, and that has heavily guided my composing process lately. So I've started to develop this 3-part structure for myself to help me in composing, and these are also in priority order. First comes the melody, second is chords, and the third is rhythm and groove. Now the philosophy is not that black and white, and I work with these areas really organically, but it helps me to keep in mind what is my priorities in the composing process. So what I usually do with the fingerstyle tunes also is to check if the melody can stand by its own without any chords or bass lines or anything under them. So let's do a little check out of the A part melody and the B part melodies. Couple techniques that I use to check the melodies is I try to sing them out loud while I play, and that can indicate some places where the melody maybe isn't strong enough. Another way that I use to check the melodies is to think while I play, how would fiddle player play the melodies and how would you phrase the melodic lines with the fiddle? And that could give me some ideas how to develop melodies even further and how to make them sing really powerfully. How can you lift the melody above the chords and the bass line so that you start to sound like a band and not just a solo instrument? The composing part for the melody I think is done. It just needs a little bit clarification, and I need to check some fingerings so that I can play the melody out loud as best as possible. How I actually started to compose fingerstyle tunes in the first place was by using chord shapes, and I started to come up some melodic ideas around the chord shapes. And you can also use this idea if you want to start to compose your own fingerstyle tunes. Find some nice chord shapes that you like and do maybe 4-chord pattern that you can play, and just start to fiddle around with the chord shapes. What kind of melodic ideas you can come up while holding that certain chord shape. Now by time and composing a lot, I've found these chord shapes and chord patterns that I really like, and chord fingerings that work really well to play melody and nice accompaniment at the same time. And then I just start to make a list in my head for nice chord shapes that I can use as a tool when I start to compose. Okay, I think we have now composed all the building blocks we need for the song. We have intro, A part, B part and C part. 4 blocks for the song. I try to play you now all the parts in some kind of order. Here we go. Yeah, I think it starts to sound like an actual tune now. Now we can start to work with the arrangement and actually start to practice the song. Hey, thanks for watching if you made it this far in the video. This is actually really scary process because I'm presenting you something really raw material that musicians and composers usually doesn't give for audience. but this has been really interesting to present you my workflow, and I've learned so many new things about my own working process and how maybe I can upgrade them in the future. Plus, I've had super fun time making these videos for you, and I really hope you like these. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Write me a comment below if you have any questions related to fingerstyle guitar, composing or etc. You can also message me on Instagram. And I guess we'll see you on the next video.